Am I in some kind of a spooky intro to a zombie dystopia? Hi everyone, in this video I'm going to talk about the narcissism epidemic we currently seem to be sucked in as a collective, as a society. Watch this video until the end because I'm going to reveal why this is happening and, more importantly, what you can do about it as an empath, so we level the scales and hopefully make this world a bit better and help others who are bound to go through this experience, unfortunately, and make it a bit less painful for them. It truly is up to us to do that. If you're new here, this channel explores your initiation of self-empowerment as an empath in what seems to be a world full of narcissists, and in order to understand this context, feel free to watch that first video I put up. Now, I think we can all notice in the world nowadays, and I mean we can notice whether we look closely and consider it closely or not. What I mean by this is that just one quick look at social media and what people value, or should I say worship, is enough to spot this global trend of narcissism, let alone being directly exposed to it through a relationship with them. And this whole culture of superficiality, one-upmanship, materialism, status symbols, starlets, and absolute self-indulgence, like those perfect lies with deep depression hidden behind hashtag relationship goals or life goals, and this whole culture of canceling and all of those narcissism indicators. And either a direct experience with yet another narcissist or a nagging feeling that a whole lot of people are narcissists, man. What's going on in here? Like, am I in some kind of a spooky intro to a zombie dystopia? Am I destined to be crappy people dialysis and soak up all the negativity of crappy people to allow them to happily go after their lives, never actually feeling accountable for their horrible maneuvers? Is this what it's all about? Really? Wow, what a life purpose. Thanks, mom and dad. Thanks a lot. And this feeling that it is narcissism epidemic cannot be just the fact that we're now aware that these people actually exist and now we can spot them better. It's actually that I believe we as a collective are actually experiencing this epidemic of narcissism for real. Now, I've mentioned in my first video that the degree you're disowning some traits thinking they're bad, fake, or selfish, well, the reality is that in the right degree, they're actually essential for you, for everybody. So this degree is the degree that the shadow counterparts of these traits will be projected outside and realized in the form of a narcissist in your own life. And you will just attract that because you've gone too far in one end of the spectrum, consciously or unconsciously. This channel is about the bigger picture of things, the aftermath of the narcissistic relationship, because you may be functioning decently and are on your own feet again, but if you're anything like me, the fact that it seems like the evil seems to be winning in this world will be nagging inside you and will be creating this hole in your soul. It is the big why. This is a step in our evolution and you are an empath initiated. If you take a look at the world nowadays, you'll see we've all become so sensitive. One word can throw your whole day off, am I right? And I'm not proud to admit this, but I had a situation when I lost sleep because of the way somebody looked at me. One look. Wow. Am I really that fragile? How the heck am I supposed to achieve anything in this life when a single look can throw me off? Are you kidding me? And if somebody could do that to me, oh my god, how many times could I have hurt other people like that? What if somebody is cursing my name right now with their friends? God, I hope not, but that thought is wild. By the way, I really hope I'm not the only one having these thoughts, so if you're anything like me, please comment below and let me know, or just, you can call me crazy, I guess. Compare this to the hardships people throughout the history went through. The wars, the horrible labor conditions, the poverty, and among others, no way to connect and potentially discover like-minded people outside of your local community. Yet, somehow they all seem to me stronger and more capable. And why are we like this? Why are we so sensitive? I'm not talking just about us empaths and highly sensitive people. I'm also talking about the narcissists. They're just a different end of the spectrum, as I mentioned in my first video. Why is this happening? I think the goal is to teach us about the huge power of our words and our subtle actions. For example, as you know, one word can send someone's life into a spiral in this day and age. Like everything you say on the internet now can just blow up, right? Whole careers may be destroyed with tweets. Come on, like, think about it. All the messaging, all the communication, all the wiring, all change is now global and instant. Well, previously, for example, you could have got a message which could travel for days and you'd take your time in order to process it and send a response back without the whole world being in your business, right? And this global epidemic we're facing now, the coronavirus, is one of those examples of the change being both instant and global. Another good example is the tone of voice people use. It's a very subtle action which can make or break your relationships, am I right? Don't you talk to me in this way? Don't you know I'm sensitive to energy and subtlety? Right? How powerful is that? I'm getting to my point now. I think we're collectively on a journey to learn this and integrate this fact into our collective consciousness. And of course, not only that, with this awareness comes great responsibility to strengthen yourself, to not be that easily shaken, but also knowing that you yourself are capable of shattering somebody so much with what it seems to be a simple, subtle, seemingly unimportant word or look. Both our sensitivity and narcissism had to become amplified in order for us to become aware we're in a different stage of human evolution now. In the same way, your relationship with a narcissist had to be so intense with potentially devastating consequences, yet it was probably developing so subtly until that point, right? You're not stupid, you'd have noticed somebody with intense red flags immediately, but this was different. This was a long-con game. Subtle, yet so powerful. You know who else is subtle and powerful? You, an empath. Can I get an amen? Both us and narcissists are active players in this major evolutionary step of increasing human sensitivity and becoming aware of our power and what it can actually bring about, right? And my hope really is that this will lead to a greater awareness and greater compassion, I hope, both towards ourselves and others, as we create this healthier balance, both individually and collectively. And as I mentioned, it truly is up to us. In my first video, I talked about this empath narcissist's shadow self-regulating mechanism. We are a perfect example of this dynamic of a collective narcissist versus empath relationship. All right, good news now. What can we do about it? So first thing, of course, is raising awareness. If you resonate with this, please share this video. It may be helpful in this stage. Secondly, since all change is becoming more and more immediate and global now, and we can only control ourselves, we should take care of our part of the turf. We need to develop this balance in ourselves. It's a part of developing sensitivity for ourselves, all while being aware why we're doing this and how powerful we are. Trust me, this is not a pep talk. Ain't nobody get time for that. This is a fact. You are so powerful that you may even be afraid of taking that step and focusing on yourself. I mean, after all, wasn't narcissist the biggest distraction from your own self, right? Distractions are not a way to go forward about our lives. Let's turn that light on. We have to manage our empath power carefully. We, as empaths, need to set boundaries, become discerning on what's going on by detaching a bit from it and keeping this bigger picture always in our minds. Aren't you sick of so many narcissists out there? Well, let's take responsibility and do what's up to us to level the scales in a positive way. I know there are a lot of good sources on empath and highly sensitive persons' daily self-care tips, and at some point I'm going to share my own, but I think knowing this bigger picture and having it in your mind while you're practicing those, having this working framework on what's going on and everything helps you handle life situations a bit differently and holding your ground when push comes to shove. Let me know in the comments, what are your thoughts on this and the narcissism epidemic? If you found this video helpful, please click like, subscribe and share it so we can all together raise awareness of this and hopefully make sense of this creepy narcissism epidemic. Thanks for watching and take care.